So my name is John Fisher. I'm the founder of Firepot. So we are an outdoor dehydrated food brand. We make fresh food, we dry it and pack it in pouches, and then when you're on an expedition you can use it. You boil a kettle, pour it in and sit and wait and eat it. I went on an expedition with a company called Turn Wild about 8-9 years ago in Greenland. So it was an unsupported one, 12 days and 2 of us. And I tried all the dried food available for that, and it's pretty nasty. So I bought a plastic dryer for 25 quid and I made the meals for us. It took me about 6 months, and then we ended up in a place called, I think it's pronounced Sisimiut in Greenland. Got there and we had some spare meals, and there was a guy at the airport who I think was Danish who said, "Can I have them?" So I gave them to him, and about 6 months afterwards he rang up again out of the blue and said, can I buy some more? So we ended up with this kind of situation where I'm actually building websites, but I got guys calling me to have food. So in 2016, I got some investment. I quit work. I worked in Nepal for a year in Mongolia, and then I bought some equipment and started 2017. And Leo Holdings' trip was our first trip. So that's what sort of launched us. We are the only dehydrated food. All the other meals out there are freeze-dried, so it's a different process. But I think the most important thing about food in the wild is it's good food. That's why our catchphrase is "eat well in the wild." It's not just about calories, which some people obsess by. It's not just about taste, but it's about, it's sort of taking you back to home cooking, a sense of comfort, your favourite armchair, your favourite smells. So the most important thing about our food isn't actually taste, it's texture. If you have a pouch full of sort of slightly textureless mush where every mouthful's the same, it feels like you're just being spoon-fed. It's a baby food. So what we do is we work on different ways of drying different elements, different ways of cooking them, so the texture is right. So every mouthful's a bit different. You've got big bits of potato and small, different kinds of lentils. So it's an actual genuine meal. And once you fix the texture, then you fix taste. There's quite a low opinion of dry food. People go, you know, they walk past Explore and you give a friendly wave and say, "Do you want to try some?" And they go, "No, it's all right, actually." And you think, just give it a go, because the expectation's really low, which is quite good for us, because it means they have a mouthful and they go, "That's quite good, I could eat that." And what we found is, looking back on the trips, we do probably 10 or 15 big trips a year. Most of them I meet here, and it might be last year or the previous year. So the guys I met just now, there's a couple of them are thinking there's a guy who's going to go and walk across an island, the biggest uninhabited islands up in the West Passage. He's going in 2 years' time. So it's a 10-minute chat, bit of dal and rice and some spag bowl, and in a year's time they'll get some samples. In 2 years' time he will go. So this is the place, this is the kind of foundry where we meet these people and start a communication, because it takes a while. These trips, obviously, in the planning are a couple of years, and it's just a great place to then meet the people who have done it and come back, because they're addicts. They've done one, and now they're thinking of rowing this or sailing that. It's great. Yeah, so it's a challenging time, isn't it? I mean, everything is being questioned. Some of them for lots of good reasons: the environment, the impact of exploration, the ecological one, the financial one, the sense of privilege. It's a complex time. And I hope actually from the talks I've seen here so far that people are now going to go away with a lot more of a sense of why I'm travelling, why am I doing this? Is that an actual reason, not just for the pure, it's obvious, it's fun, or it's justified by science, but there's a very delicate balance now in the world. And I think the key bit is that the people who are leaving now aren't just going to have a good trip, they're going to have a trip that will go down in history. You know, it'll be justifiable in 10 years' time, in 20 years' time. And now I think there's a lot more sense of what we do now will echo in eternity, to quote a film, but you have to make sure that what you're doing now is justified on so many complex levels. So it's more difficult now.